Welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Ashwati Prashant, and today we are going to discuss a very important topic of chemistry subject of class 12, that is biomolecules. So let's take an introduction about the biomolecules and about the chemistry. A living system grows, sustains and reproduces itself. The most amazing thing about a living system is that it is composed of non-living atoms and molecules. As we know, in our lifespan, we have experienced many types of biological processes which includes growth, reproduction and sustainability of our body. But for all these processes, we need some non-living things which are known as some molecules or atoms. The pursuit of knowledge of what goes on chemically within a living system falls in the domain of biochemistry. So, the knowledge about all the chemically active atoms and molecules which are active in living system are included under the biochemistry subject. Living systems are made up of various complex biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, etc. As you all know that in our body many types of organs are there, cells are there. So these are composed of some biomolecules which are like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acid, etc. So for example, proteins make our hair and nails, also some muscles. Nucleic acids are responsible for the genetic tissues and genetic organelles, etc. Proteins and carbohydrates are essential constituents of our food. These biomolecules interact with each other and constitute the molecular logic of life processes. Yes, as we have seen, for different activities, for the proper growth and development of our body, on the regular basis we need protein and carbohydrates. So these are the main essential biomolecules for our body. In addition, some simple molecules like vitamins and mineral salts also plays an important role in the functions of organisms. So included these biomolecules, some micromolecules are also there which include some vitamins and mineral salts also. These are also important part of our body for the proper growth and functioning of organs or organelles of any organism. So let's start with the biomolecules. Now let's take a look about the biomolecules definition. Biomolecules are the lifeless organic compounds which form the basis of life, that is, they build up the living system and responsible for their growth and maintenance. Example, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, lipids, etc. So yes, as we know, these biomolecules, or we can say macromolecules also, these are lifeless organic product. Lifeless because they are not living, they are non-living compounds. So these are the responsible for various life development, growth, then reproduction, various types of biological processes in our body, also including the development and proper activity of our organs in any living system. The sequence that relates biomolecules to living organism is, so if we see the sequence from biomolecules to the living organism, so we can say biomolecules, they form cells, as biomolecule is a small unit. The bigger unit of biomolecule is cells. Then many cells togetherly form the tissues, and various tissues togetherly form an organs, and the group of organs, they form any living organisms. Now first we see the carbohydrates biomolecule. So carbohydrates are produced by plants and form a very large group of naturally occurring organic compound. Carbohydrate is the main part of our food, also our daily life. Why so? Because it is responsible for the major development and the whole activity of our body. This is produced by the plants. We get it from various food resources. Example, cane sugar, or we can say sugar cane, glucose, starch. These are the main resources of carbohydrate. Most of them have a general formula CxH2O whole Y and were considered as hydrates of carbons. If we see the general formula of carbohydrate, then we can see CxH2O whole Y, where the number of atom of C varies, which is represented by X, and the number of water molecule H2O is represented by the Y. It is also known as hydrates of carbon. Why? Because water molecule is present which is hydrating the whole compound. So hydrates of carbon. The molecular formula of glucose, C6H12O6. Glucose is very important part which give instant energy to our body. Also the carbohydrate. So the formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Fits into the general formula. So this formula of glucose fits in the general formula of carbohydrate, that is CxH2O whole Y. We can see the molecular structure of fructose here. So fructose is also showing there are 5 group of hydroxy atom, OH atom, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 carbon chain with 5 hydroxy atoms. But all the compounds which fit into this formula may not be classified as carbohydrate. The compounds also varies which may have the same molecular formula as carbohydrates, but they do not fall under the same category. Acetic acid CH3COOH fits into this general formula C2H2O whole 2, but it is not at all a carbohydrate. It is an acid. Similarly, rannose C6H12O5 is a carbohydrate but does not fit in this definition. So exceptions are always there. Modern definition of carbohydrates: optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones, or the compounds which produce such units on hydrolysis. Carbohydrates are also called saccharides. So these are the optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones. As you know that in aldehyde and ketones, carbonyl group is there. Carbonyl group means C double bond O group is there. And polyhydroxy of aldehyde or ketone means there are many hydroxy groups are present in this compound. As we have seen in the previous slide, the structure of fructose, there were 5 hydroxy group, OH groups were there with C double bond O carbon. So that was an aldehyde group. Yes. So this is the optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone group or compound which can produce such units on hydrolysis. Carbohydrates are also called saccharides. These are known as saccharides. You can see here the structure of glucose and fructose. So glucose structure you can see CHO, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C6H12O6. You can count the number of atoms also. So C6, 6 carbon chain, open chain is there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydroxy groups. The CHO group is not showing the hydroxy but the carbonyl group, which is written as CHO and not COH. In the same manner, we can see in the fructose, the number of carbon and hydrogen oxygen atoms are same, but the structural formula is different of glucose and fructose. That's why they are showing the difference in their structures. Now let's talk about the classification of carbohydrates. So on the basis of the behavior on hydrolysis, there are three types of classifications. There are three types of carbohydrates. First is monosaccharide, second is oligosaccharide, third is polysaccharide. Now first one, monosaccharide. Now as the name suggests, monosaccharide, if we break the word, then we will have mono means one or single, saccharide means units. It means one unit or single unit. Carbohydrate that cannot be hydrolyzed further to give simpler unit of polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone is called a monosaccharide. It means monosaccharides are those type of carbohydrates which on hydrolysis will not break further to form again the hydroxy of aldehydes and ketones. So they are not breakable at all. On hydrolysis they will not form any small unit further. About 20 monosaccharides are known to occur in nature. There are 20 types of monosaccharides are present in nature. Some common examples are glucose, fructose, ribose, etc. So example is given here. The structure we have already seen about the glucose and fructose. Then second one is oligosaccharide. Now carbohydrates that yield 2 to 10 monosaccharides units on hydrolysis are called oligosaccharides. In the monosaccharide we have seen on hydrolysis the carbohydrates were not breaking in further into the small unit, but here when carbohydrates on hydrolysis breaks into the small unit and can form 2 to 10 up to the 10 monosaccharides units, small units, then it is come under the category of oligosaccharides. They are further classified as disaccharides, trisaccharides, tetrasaccharides, etc. As we can see, disaccharides mean 2 units, 2 small units. Tri means 3 small units, tetra means 4 small units, and so on, depending upon the number of monosaccharides they provide on hydrolysis. So this prefix di, tri, tetra, penta, this comes on the basis of number of small units, that is monosaccharides, they are forming. Disaccharides are most common. The 2 monosaccharides units obtained on hydrolysis of a disaccharide may be same or different. So disaccharides are the most common oligosaccharides which are forming by the hydrolysis of carbohydrate. It means it is forming 2 small unit or 2 monosaccharides, that's why they are disaccharides. Like examples is given, sucrose plus water. When sucrose is hydrolyzing, then it is giving glucose and fructose. Maltose, when it is hydrolyzing, then it is giving 2 glucose molecules only. Next is polysaccharides. Now as we can see, poly means many and saccharides means units. So carbohydrates which yield a large number of monosaccharide units on hydrolysis is called polysaccharides. When carbohydrate, the large unit, the large compound of carbohydrates is hydrolyzing, they further divide into or break into many monosaccharides units. They come under the polysaccharides. Example: starch, cellulose, glycogen, gums, etc. These are the common example of polysaccharide units. Starch plus n number of water molecules will give n number of glucose. This n number may be many units. Polysaccharides are not sweet in taste, hence they are also called non-sugars. They are amorphous and insoluble in water. So this is the characteristic of polysaccharide, that they are not sweet in taste. As we have seen in disaccharides and monosaccharide, glucose was there. So glucose generally tastes sweeter. Fructose, glucose, these are the compounds which are sweet in taste. But in polysaccharides, these are not at all sweet in taste. That's why they are also known as non-sugars. So they are insoluble in water. If we see the nutshell, then on the basis of their behavior towards hydrolysis, we can conclude that monosaccharides cannot be hydrolyzed further. So there are N equals to 3 to 7 CH2O whole unit N. So N is representing 3 to 7 number. Example of monosaccharides: glucose, fructose, ribose, etc. Oligosaccharides yield 2 to 10 monosaccharides on hydrolysis. So C6H10O5 whole N. So N varies here from 2 to 10 number of N. Example is sucrose, maltose, etc. Last one is polysaccharide. In polysaccharides, they yield large number of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. So C6H10O5 whole N, where the value of N varies from 100 to 3000 units. An example is starch, cellulose, etc. Now classification of carbohydrates on the basis of nature, if we see. So reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. So let's talk about reducing sugar first. All those carbohydrates which reduce Fehling solution and Tollens reagent are referred to as reducing sugar. All monosaccharides where aldose and ketose are reducing sugar. Example, glucose or fructose. So with Fehling solution and Tollens reagent, carbohydrates which reduces sugars, and also the monosaccharides which are aldose and ketose contain, they are reducing sugar, they comes under the reducing sugar categories, and the example is glucose and fructose. Free aldehydic or ketonic group is present. As we have already said, aldose and ketose, it means aldehyde and ketone group is present in these compounds. Now non-reducing sugars, all those carbohydrates which cannot reduce Fehling solution and Tollens reagent are referred as reducing sugars. So it means they are not at all reducing with the Fehling solution and Tollens reagent. It means they are coming under the category of non-reducing sugars. The example is sucrose, and free aldehydic or ketonic group is not present in these groups. This was about the reducing sugars and non-reducing sugar. So let's end this session with this conclusion about the carbohydrate, also the biomolecules, types of biomolecules and all. So in the next session we will proceed with the same topic with some other categories and other topics. So until, thank you.